What's good, y'all? We're about to play the Stanley Parable. It's a brand new game, or it may not be new, but it just came out. It's gonna be similar to The Office, The Matrix. Really, it's like the movie Severance. What time is it? It's 10:35. I'm changing the time to be 10:35 exactly. Okay. Is it 10:35? Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. What is they talking about? All right, let's begin the game. Stanley Parable. As you can see, it's going into each screen.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, we are active. I'm gonna come off Bluetooth headset. Let's see. All right. Stanley has a regular type of desk. Okay. Office employee 427. Okay. 428. 429. This is 429's desk. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Head to the meeting room. I don't know what's going on. Where did everybody go? Employee 425. Employee 417. Okay. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
It's only 4:13. It's this meeting room. It's like outside is bright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Okay. And we head to the boss's office. The broom closet. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom. And Mr. Burns' office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Big passageway. Jeez.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427, that's me.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Game's kind of creepy. Mind control, idle, awaiting input. Okay.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I think I'm gonna go off, y'all. I think I'm gonna press off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
This the
Stanley
end?
reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where
Yeah,
had
where
his co-workers gone?
everybody
How
go?
had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is that the end of the game? Did I beat it? Stanley was happy. Oh. Back. I'm back. Nothing's happening. Did something change? I wonder what was in that second door.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. I think I want to go to that second door. I'm just curious what was in it. I know y'all are curious too.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This time I think I'm going to go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
First open door on my left. I think I'm going to keep going. I don't like being told what to do.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Should have made that
There's
jump over
someone
there.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ooh. What is going on? Oh, this door looks creepy. Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
427 still?
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
What?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Damn.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
What? Yeah, where's TV at? Let me watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
What?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
My wife, I love her.
But there is no answer.
What the?
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press square to be at work in the morning. I won't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll press another button, triangle. I won't do it. I won't do it. It's almost 11 o'clock. I won't do it. Okay, I'll do it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I won't question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please die. Please die. What? Oh my God, I'm back. Just another day. Was that real? Okay.
All
I
of his
remember.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, at least I got an office. I'm gonna go to that escape room. I remember seeing I could escape. I'm gonna go see what that was about.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's like Groundhog's Day.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
2845.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Oh.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What the? What the?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I'm going to that escape.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Violent death.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh.
As the
Still
machine
alive.
whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
What the?
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
What?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. What? What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? Nature paintings. These are paintings that was downstairs. What? Hey, these are it's the cubicles. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game to the path of Stanley's office to the two doors. It was first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added, altered throughout the development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first. Yeah, wait a minute. Yes, I started from this off door, walked, came left, swung through these two places. Let me come up here. Stanley's computer. That's my computer, and then yes, I come through this hallway to the two doors. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two. What? This is some Matrix stuff. The set of two doors was the very first concrete piece of Stanley's Parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged in an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction. What? Filing cabinets. Yes, they're everywhere. Office computers. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. What's the... Yeah, office computers. The office. Yes. This all looks familiar. Button sounds. Oh, what the? What the? What? Credits. Credits of the game? What? Hold on. I feel like I need to walk over here. What is going on? What is going on? Maintenance room. I haven't been to this room. Yeah, this is in the first part of the game. What? The office. Let me go to the other side real quick. Yeah, boss's office. Oh, these are different designs of the boss's office. Okay. Office clock. It's always at 11 o'clock. What? Mind control was it? Escape. What?
Jumped in the river.
What? Okay, Kevin Briding, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the
When
entire
Stanley
game.
came to the lift, he traveled
Turns
upward
over.
to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever.
Whoa, this is some third wall,
Where
fourth
were
wall,
all of his co-workers? Oh, I
fourth
don't
wall
know. How
breaking
about
stuff.
they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing?
What? Underground, an early version of the underground portion of the game. The lounge, yeah, the lounge. What is going on? This is creepy. Freedom ending. Yeah, this is the ending. This was the very first incarnation of the. This is like the Matrix. What? One of the deaths from an early version of the countdown ending. There's a countdown ending? Freedom ending. This is freedom ending as it existed in beta. What? Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up and down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. What? What? Countdown room is another version of the countdown room. What the hell is the countdown room? What room was this? What is that? It is the level of Williams, the level designer of the X-Navy. Edition piece. Game design mock-up. What's going on? What the? This is from left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, March 2012, and then February 2013. What? 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 That's got to do with anything. And bro, I'm confused. And this is greetings component omnic voice. I want to what? 24 million. What? Just a dead strong man. How did you tap the boxing gloves on Ben? What is it saying? What do you lights in the control room do? I really want to know. Let me see. Narrator emails. After the second trailer, that we asked people to email narrator questions. While we had initially planned to use the further promotional material, we found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. What? I have a question to you, sir. And this, bro, what is going on? Okay, here goes some pictures. There's some money. I need to find out where the money is. The war zone. What? In early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some of the people interpreted it as making fun of people, which was not our intention. Oh, man. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to find out everything about this place. What's this? Oh, the phone, yeah, the apartment timer. The previous version of the choice leading into the apartment ending. The timer will give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. There was no timer. There was no timer. The cargo lift. The second version of function that same as what's in the final game, but we wanted to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. What? Cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying or jumping path. However, this earliest version was falling to their death. What is this? What? The meeting room. Maintenance layout. A flow of hallways following the first two corridors was important to get right. Since players will replay them so many times, we discussed a number of designs. What? Lounge. First choice. Oh, this is the door. Obey. Staircase. Disobey. Lounge. Vent. Maintenance. First choice. Obey. Disobey. First choice. Obey. Disobey. Lounge. Maintenance. The confusion ending. What? One doorway to maintenance to the lounge and the ribbon back. What about this? Vent? There's a vent? Okay. What's this over here? Let's see. What is this? This is the Zending. The Zending went through many iterations. This fourth version of the ending, and we thought it would complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. What? The Zending. What is this? Okay. What's behind here? What is this? Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each conveying something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is parable. What? What is going on? What is going on? Okay. Begin the game again. Resume the game. The game is now paused. What? This game for a long time we ended the only. Unfortunately, a few players realized this was what things. The escape menu. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think I've seen everything I need to see. I don't know what's going on here now. Where are we going? I think I've seen somewhere to go over here. Is this where I need to go? I think it is.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
On. Let's turn it off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh,
But listen
snap.
to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
No! Turn off my PlayStation. Okay. Alright, Justice, we are back. Let's do what you did.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Turn some of the computers off. Okay. I don't want to turn it off quite yet. What's going on?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Huh? Uh. Uh. I want to go door to my right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I think I do.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, I went there before. I haven't went here.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Opposite door. I'm back on contract. No, that's the office. I need to see where this goes.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the
What?
right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What? Oh my gosh. So what?
All of his
Yes.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Some computers. Door didn't close. Normally the door closes.
When Stanley... Wait,
Oh.
what? No, no, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
What? Alright, so you didn't go in one of these. I want to go. What? What?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh my gosh. What? I'm back. And I'm pressing the same buttons. Alright, this is where...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
This door was not open at first. Have solitaire.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Somebody's playing with me. Somebody's definitely playing with me.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.